Hey, hello, Juliana. How are you? How are you? Welcome to our fourth session. Today we're looking at the past continuous versus the simple past. Okay, here are some explanations. Okay, here's basically the differences between one tense and the other. Okay, the simple past and past continuous tenses both refer to actions in the past, but they describe different aspects of those actions. The simple past describes completed actions or states in the past, while the past continuous describes actions in progress at a specific time in the past. So technically, simple past, the action started and ended in the past. It didn't continue in the past. Okay, simple past. The definition used for actions that happened and were completed at a specific point in the past. Just like I was explaining, it started, it ended in the past. The structure, we use base form of the verb for regular verbs at ed. Examples: I ate breakfast this morning. The action is completed. Excuse me. She lived in Paris for 5 years. Completed state. She doesn't live in Paris anymore. They finished the project yesterday. It's a completed action. Okay, so we have completed, completed, completed. Now, in past continuous is used for actions that were ongoing or in progress at a particular time in the past. The structures was, were plus present participle, which is verb ing. Examples: I was eating breakfast when the phone rang. The action was in progress. So technically, you have two actions. You were doing something, okay, a longer action, eating breakfast, when the phone rang. Okay, so one action interrupts the other. She was watching TV while he was reading a book. These are two simultaneous actions. Okay, they were playing soccer when it started raining. That is an ongoing action interrupted by another. So if you notice, we use when one action interrupts the other one. And we use while when we have two continuous actions. The key differences in use: completed versus ongoing. The simple past focuses on the completion of an action, while the past continuous emphasizes the duration or ongoing nature of an action. Single versus repeated action. The simple past can be used for single completed actions or for repeated actions in the past. The past continuous is typically used for actions in progress at a specific time. Okay, now, if you have any questions, you could always contact me through WhatsApp, email, whatever. Okay. Now, the interruption, the past continuous, is often used to describe an action that was interrupted by another action in the simple past. For example, I was walking down the street when I saw my friend. Walking was in progress. Seeing was a single completed action. In essence, think of the simple past as a snapshot of a completed event, while the past continuous is a video clip showing an event in progress. Okay, right here you have basically past actions, past continuous. Okay, and it explains it in Spanish also. It says, last year I went to Italy. He was watching the TV at 6 o'clock yesterday, specific time in the past. Now we're going to talk about routines and habits in the simple past. She usually spent her free time playing the piano. She was checking her email while she was teaching English. Okay, those are two actions that are running parallel to each other. Okay, this is past. They were happy with their victory. I was singing in a rock band at that time. Okay. So technically, these are the differences. One is a completed action in the past. The other one, it has some continuation in the past at a specific time. Example, I was recording a video last night. Last night is the specific time. I recorded a video last night. That is simple past. Okay, so those are the differences between simple past and past continuous. Now we have this video, okay, that I want you to look at, and it explains it very, very well.
Hello. In this video, we will talk about past simple and past continuous. Now let's start with the past simple. As you know, the past simple is about a single completed action in the past. In the example, it says, I traveled to Paris last month. This action started and finished in the past. Now let's remember the past continuous. The past continuous is used to talk about an action in progress in the past. In the example, it says, I was doing my homework. This action is a long action which took a period of time. To sum up, past simple is used for short actions and past continuous is used for long actions, actions in progress. So, when do we use them together? We use them together to talk about an action which happened while another was in progress. We use when we use the past simple, but it is used before the past simple tense. Now let's go over some examples with when. I was having a shower when the phone rang. I was writing a letter when you phoned me, or when you phoned me, I was writing a letter. As you see, after when, past simple is used. Now let's go over another example. When I saw my cousin, I was walking home. I was walking home when I saw my cousin. We know that when is used with the past simple, but where to place it in the sentence? If the sentence starts with when, we separate the two clauses with a comma. Now let's read some examples. When my parents came, comma, we were playing in the garden. We were playing in the garden when my parents came. When the train arrived, comma, she was eating a hot dog. She was eating a hot dog when the train arrived. So, if when is in the beginning of the sentence, the comma comes to the middle. Thank you for watching. See you later.
Hola, hola pequeños artistas. Bienvenidos a una nueva aventura llena de amor.
Okay, sorry about that. So you got a feeling of the differences with this video. Okay, the differences is one is a completed action in the past. The other is a continuous action at a specific time. Now our next topic has to do with the present perfect continuous. Okay. The present perfect basically connects the present to the past. Not like simple past. Simple past is just past. Past continuous is just past. The present perfect continuous connects the past to the present. Okay, so it has relevance in the present. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. The present tense, the present perfect continuous tends to describe actions that began in the past and are still ongoing, or recently concluded with a present result. It emphasizes the duration or continuation of the action. The structure is have has plus been plus present participle or verb ing. Here's the breakdown. Actions continuing to the present. The most common use is for actions that started in the past and are still happening now. Example, I have been working on this project all morning and I'm still working on it. Time markers like for and since are often used. Okay, so we understand there's a connection with the present. For example, I have been working at Univalle since 2018. You have been studying at Univalle since 2020. Okay, the next one is actions recently completed with the present result. The action may have just finished, but there's a visible and noticeable result in the present. Example, it has been raining and the streets are wet. Okay. This use focuses on the consequence of the past action. Number 3, emphasizing duration and continuity. The present perfect continuous emphasizes how long an action has been happening. Example, she has been studying for hours, emphasizes the length of time spent studying. Number 4, differences from present perfect simple. The present perfect simple focuses on the completion of an action and its result. The present perfect continuous focuses on the duration and continuation of the action, even if it's not fully completed. Example, I have painted the room. The action is finished and the result is visible. Versus, I have been painting the room. The action is ongoing or recently finished with a messy result. That means you haven't finished it. Stative verbs. Don't use the present perfect continuous with stative verbs like know, be, have, in the sense of possession, etc. Use the present perfect simple instead. Example, instead of I have been knowing her for years, I have known her for years. Okay, so those are verbs that are non-action. They describe a state or a condition. Okay, that is basically it. And this little chart says present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that has started in the past and is continued in the present. For example, Akbar and George have been talking about cars since morning. To make an affirmative, we use the following formula: subject plus have has plus been plus present participle plus object, if any. To make a negative sentence, we use the following formula: subject plus have has plus not plus been plus present participle plus object. In order to ask questions, we use the following formula: have, has plus been plus subject plus present participle plus object. So always remember, present perfect continuous connects the past to the present. The action is still ongoing. Okay? Let's see what else we have. We have a nice video on the present perfect progressive, which is present perfect
ESL Library.
continuous.
Present perfect progressive. What are verb tenses? Verb tenses show the time that an action takes place. The present perfect progressive is a verb tense. We use the present perfect progressive tense for actions that started in the past, continue to the present, and will continue in the future. For example, I have been working at this company for 8 years. I have been living in France since 2015. I have been watching TV for 3 hours. The present perfect progressive is formed with have, been, and the ing form of the main verb. How do we get this verb form? First, the present perfect is formed with the verb have, plus a past participle form. Next, a progressive verb is formed with be plus an ing verb. The past participle form of be is been. When we put it all together, we get the present perfect progressive form of have plus been plus an ing verb. Have changes forms depending on the subject. You have been learning English for 8 years. She has been sleeping all day. Snow has been falling all night. A contraction is a shorter form of a word. When we use the present perfect progressive, we can contract the verb have. The contraction for have is the. The contraction for has is z. We can contract have and has with subject pronouns. We sometimes contract has with singular subject nouns, but we don't contract have with plural nouns. He's been reading a book since 5 o'clock. We've been waiting at the airport for 2 hours. The student's been doing her homework all evening. Look at the picture and say or write a present perfect progressive sentence. Use the contracted form of have or has. For example, we've been playing tennis all afternoon. Now you try. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so that was a nice little video with some exercises at the end. Okay, and let's look at what we have for today's homework. Okay, it says present perfect continuous. We're gonna basically add the verb that's in parentheses to make it the present perfect continuous. Remember the formula, have plus being plus present participle. Okay, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you today. Okay, and you have a great day.